Sorry, I'm here. I'm letting a cat in. I might be letting a cat in. The cat has since walked away. Come on, dumbass. I got a show to do. Come on. Oh my god. Oh my god, why are you so slow? Hello. Hello, everybody. Hey, guys. I am Chloe Alice Balkin, and this is Rise and Right. And I am dealing with some minor technical difficulties. I will be doing the first stream at 5 after, as always. There it is. Okay. I found a way to integrate Forest app. Wow, that looks real weird, though. I don't know if I'm going to keep that or not. Oh, I guess I could flip it. I'm probably going to have to restart this. Good morning, Elizabeth. So I don't know how Forest app even looks when it's sideways, but we'll find out once I find that setting. Forest app is a phone app. For productivity, there is a plugin for Chrome, but it operates differently. And because it's a plugin, there's no way to get it on the screen in StreamYard. Somebody clued me into this phone emulator that I am screwing around with right now, even though you can't see it. Let's see. I want it in landscape mode, save, and it's going to have to restart from this. Anyways, so I thought it'd be a fun, different timer because a little tree is going to grow on the screen. It also has a plant together mode where other people can join in, and it really, I don't think, changes the mechanics in any way, except if anybody screws up, then we all lose our trees. But it is a fun little extra thing. Why? Oh, okay. So it automatically rotates to the correct mode. So it's going to be that goofy screen. Sorry, what time is it? 10:03. Okay, we're good. I can still be messing around with this for another couple of minutes. Let me see what other settings I have here. Display preferences. No, those are all very, very oblong settings. I thought, well, maybe one of these settings is going to be a little bit squarer and work better, but these all have pretty dramatic ratios, which makes sense because it is, I believe, supposed to be emulating phone screens. But being the neurotic that I am, I'm doing some math real quick. So that's 1.7 is my base. That's also 1.7. Probably every single one of these is 1.7. And yeah, I didn't realize this about aspect ratios. Yeah. Oh, so this is literally, it's because I can't read. It's not aspect ratios. It is resolution. So, I don't know. What do you guys? Oh, let me get that back up there because it's not on the screen anymore. Good morning, Courtney. Share screen. Let's get this back up here. And gosh, I wish that they just made my picture bigger. I deserve to be bigger. It's really not. It's me trying to make this look better on this screen, and unfortunately, I cannot flip the direction that it goes in. I don't know. I don't know if I like this is more fun, but like, would I rather just have the other timer on the screen? Because one of the downfalls with StreamYard is I can't crop it. Like if I could just crop it to the tree growing and the timer, that would look really nice. But this looks like dumb and bulky. Anyways, it's already up here though. So let's go ahead and and write for the next 10 minutes. And I'll decide from there, maybe what I'm going to do. I say maybe because I absolutely won't make a decision. Anyways, let's do some writing. Okay, so one perk with Forest app, I don't know if you guys could hear it on your end or not. I don't know how to do those settings. Oh, you know what? I could literally leave the screen like this, and you just see like the extreme close-up of my face concentrating while I'm going. But it does make a little pleasant ding when it's done. I don't know if you guys could hear it on your end or not. I don't know. Is there a way for me to do settings with that? No. But yeah, so yes, I am doing Forest app. If anybody wants me to switch it to plant together mode, I can. But you guys have to join in because otherwise I get this nastygram that there are not enough people participating and it flubs starting the next sprint. But yeah, so I guess I'm gonna try using it in this mode and see if it drives me nuts that it's such an extreme close-up of my head while I'm sprinting. I invited some of the people from I invited my group, my medium writing group, to watch yesterday's show, and one of them posted a screenshot of me like at my computer, like, oh, and of course my icon in that group is my cat because that's just what my Facebook profile picture is. Because I wanted it to be shown the sexiest way possible, and that was my cat as a kitten going. Although I know he might have actually been older in that. I think I replaced that with an older one. He grew up, so I had to have another photo of him as an adult cat going. So, so it was the first time. Obviously, I don't care if people know what I look like because I host these things, but it definitely like, oh, I wish this was not everybody's first impression of me. So let me know how you guys did. I thought I did better than I actually did. I think I wrote like 150 words. I am still working on yesterday's medium project. I'm in this weird like half step off every day that I just need to at some point hunker down and finish a story. But I'm also getting stuck in this pattern of writing really long stories. So what I actually need to do is when this story is done, this story is already at 2,000 and I haven't even gotten to the sexy bits. They're gonna be short. This is gonna be one of those. But the next one I'm gonna write is it's just gonna be the naughty bits. And that's hopefully I can get that under 1,000 and be finally caught up again. So let's see. During that sprint, Rosalind joined us. Hey, and Rose joined us. Yes, that is Forest app. I'm messing around with it today. I'm going to be using it in my Twitch streams that are just Twitch, where I'm using OBS as opposed to StreamYard to post it. Because in OBS, I can crop it down to the size that I need it to. So that is my plan with this. I just have to, like this, I can't do anything about the size of it in StreamYard, and that is why I'm not sure about it. Laura is here, is having technical difficulties logging in remotely to work. Yeah, that is COVID life, right? I guess the good thing with it is that everybody kind of knows, like, that's if you're having technical difficulties logging in, and people are pretty understanding about that. Not customers, if you're in a customer-driven thing by any means. I certainly got reamed out many times by customers for things that I was like, this happened because of COVID. And they're like, yeah, but that's not my problem. Oh, why did you do that? Oh, it just kicked me out of Forest app. So that could be a weird issue with this thing. This is my first time using this app, not Forest app, but BlueStacks it's called. Oh, another thing is I don't have my handy little timer on the screen telling me how long has passed since my last sprint. So it's harder for me to know if I'm at the 5-minute point or not. Elizabeth got 436. Very well done. Let's go ahead and do our next sprint, and it will be the usual 20. I'm going to stick with this tree for this. I just bought this tree, and I haven't been able to use it yet because I bought it for quilting. I like to assign trees to different modes, different tags, but I assigned it to quilting, and I have no time to quilt anymore. So we're going to use this as the doing live streams and go from there. So it is 10:22. I will see you guys at 10:42. Okay, that was time. I need to rearrange my screen some. I got real lost there for a second. Okay, you go there. Is that going to cover too much? We'll see. Oh, I can do that. Sorry. Again, I'm playing around with a new app here. So, or like I've had this app, but adding it to this stream is new. Oh, sweet mother of God. Sorry. Things that like should work out really easily are not, but like, isn't that the story of life right there? Like, oh, I'll just like minimize or like scrunch this app down some. Oh no, it moves everything in the entire world is wrong now. Perfect. So let me know how you did. I am going to zoom this out slightly, and this screen is just a little bit. There we go. Now we are cooking with fire. And by cooking with fire, I mean laying out my screen so that I have access to both StreamYard and Forest app. Good morning, Calamity Badger over on Twitch. Thank you for joining. I am always pro working and lurking. Also, CB has joined us. CB did not get any work done because she just got here, and also her laptop has decided to be a brat. I don't know if you were here for Monday's show when Sandy was all excited to finally get back to work, and then she couldn't get her computer started for like a half hour. But yes, unfortunately, life. And Elizabeth scheduled social media, did a little admin, and wrote 365. And unfortunately is leaving us, but I'm glad that you got some stuff done while you were here. I wrote about 400 there. And I feel like I will be done with this dang thing on the next sprint, which is very much what I need to get done because I need to move on with my life. And I just realized that like once I get this done and the second one done, I then have like scheduling that I need to do. And I was also planning on baking today, which I realize doesn't sound like some like critical thing, but I've had a stick of butter sitting on the counter for like 3 days now, and I'm not like room temperature shy. Butter can sit out at room temperature pretty indefinitely. We also leave our eggs out, which is not... We don't have the standards in the US that we really should be leaving our eggs out, but we do. I just don't. We go through our eggs in like a week, so it's not like they're sitting out forever. I don't think we're in like a big risk category. But anyways, so we leave a lot of things out at room temperature. But it's just like a stick of butter sitting on my counter. So it's not like it's in a buttered tray or anything. So I really need to get those damn cookies baked. And I was also waiting on an ingredient, but I got that ingredient yesterday. So I need to just make these damn cookies. So... And then, like, I need to obviously work on Nano because I still have that whole story to finish reading. But hopefully, like, I like this story more than the first one that I had to read. So I'm hoping that I can just kind of fly through it today. Once I figure out, if you guys were here for last night's stream, once I figure out the deal with my scene that is labeled delete this. Yeah. And then let's see. Rosalind got some character development. Awesome. It's never something that I actively do. My characters just develop themselves, which is like good and also bad, because I do outline. So the fact that I already have like the plot figured out, but my characters are in no way developed in advance, and I just let them do their thing, means that sometimes what they do in the outline toward the end of the story doesn't make any sense because that's not actually who their characters are. So I am always a big proponent of character development, even though I can't do it for myself. And if I try to, as I write the story, my characters will absolutely be like, no, that's not me. How dare you assume that it is me? Okay. So let's go ahead and do our next sprint. I am guessing very much now. I mentioned this last time. I usually know what I am. I usually know how long I have been yammering for in between sprints because I usually use that other timer that has a time elapsed since it stopped at the bottom of it. This one does not, unfortunately. So I'm kind of guessing, and if our sprints end up like being more wonkily timed because of it, I apologize. But 20 minutes on the clock. I will see you guys at 8 past the hour. Okay, that is time, but I have one sentence to finish and the story is done. So I'm going to finish the sentence. Hold on. I don't know why I have to turn every single one of these stories into a romance. And it's just this weird impulse of mine. I get to the very end and then I'm like, oh, but they're going to have a happily ever after. Like, that's not the point of these, but I'm writing that happily ever after right now. Okay, story is done. 2947. I wanted it to be 1,000. Why am I like this? It's okay. The next one's gonna be 1,000, and it's gonna be fine. Also, this story was inspired by, again, if you guys were here last night, you've already seen this, but the story was inspired by a book cover I saw yesterday for this book from the 60s called Tramp Nurse. Tramp, not trap. I don't know if I enunciated that clearly enough, but tramp nurse. Lady is a tramp. The nurse is a tramp. My nurse is not trampy at all. She was very kindly seduced and definitely is like, I don't want to be that girl. And at the end of it, she's like, if this is a one night thing, then like, I don't want to see you again. And he's like, I'm going to see you tomorrow. Like, why am I like this? She's supposed to be a tramp. This is why all of these stories end up being 3,000 words, but I want them to be 1,000. So, Shadow is late, but Shadow, there's going to be 2 more sprints today. So you are not so terribly late. I don't even know. I started this at 19 and change, and now I'm at 29 and change. So I've written about 1,000 for the show so far, but I don't know how much of it was in this sprint. The good news is with the next sprint, it's going to be, I'll be starting fresh. So I will have an actual count. Thank you, Shadow. It is cute. It's just not what I was aiming to do. And that's okay. That's okay. I write romances, right? Like I am trying to make myself an erotica writer, and that's not who I am. I write steam. I enjoy writing that stuff, but like I'm a very plot-driven person. I am definitely the first one to criticize another steamy romance writer for adding steamy scenes for no purpose that don't have any plot in them. Mine are absolutely filled with plot development, probably in excess of what they should be. And of course, it's just getting drawn into my short scenes as well. Every single one of these that I write, either the ending of it is either like suddenly it's a romance, or suddenly it is like, WTF, what just happened? There's definitely the summoning a god, and at the end of it, it's totally so he will kill her husband. And I had like an age gap one where she's like 25 and he's like 45. And at the end of it, he's like, I'm going to introduce you to my sons. Like, what the hell? Where did that come from? But this is who I am as a writer. It's got to be either like the sweetest thing ever or like the most ridiculous extreme. Oh my God. So this ended up being a sweet one. I feel like I had intentions of it being the opposite, and here we are. So Rosalind got food and went a little too close to the Kindle store. I get that so much. And it's so much like oh God, what is the expression? Like either I get a million books or I look for an hour and I get nothing. And there is an expression for that is blanking. My brain is blanking on, but that was me yesterday. Was I wanted something and I could not find what I wanted. Also, hello, Tiara. Thank you for joining. So I feel like we are about time for another sprint. I guess this is something that I'm going to have to figure out eventually with this is how to get my timing better. That that other timer really did help me a lot. It was like how I cheated to figure out the length of my talk time because I have absolutely no concept of time when I talk. Um, it was actually like a serious issue in college when I had to take a speech class because once I start talking, I have no concept of anything anymore. I actually kind of have like blind panic attacks when I talk. Or like in a public setting, and I'm used to it. I don't know. It's like a weird thing, but also kind of black out in the middle of it, and it's fine. Anyways, we're gonna go for 20 minutes again. It is 11:15, so that is gonna end us at 11:35, which is gonna put us perfectly on track for 2 more sprints. This sprint, and then 1 final sprint after this, and be done by noon Eastern time. So go ahead and write, and I'll see you guys in 20 minutes. Okay, that is time on that sprint. We do have one more sprint left. So, hey, Sako, and hey, Helene. Y'all are late, but there's still time because we got one more 20 to go. I started a new story or new short story, obviously, and it is at 368. So that's how much I wrote for that sprint. I did have that moment of like, what am I even writing? So I had a pause there, but that's okay. So I ended up like writing for 15 minutes. Perfect, right? So that is how I'm doing. How is everybody else doing? Oh, gotcha. Sorry, I was trying to figure out what was going on with a message that I got during that sprint. Easy Pete. So yeah, I think I'm not going to finish this story in this next sprint, which I was hoping for, but then I had like, as per usual, things went a little bit longer than I wanted them to. Like things took a little bit longer, but there's absolutely no reason with the setup for this story and with where they already were, or where they already are at this point, that I have more than like 600 words on this. So it'll definitely get done today, and I will be caught up on that today, and I will have time to bake cookies, and I will hopefully have time to at least read like half, if not all, of my alien romance. On Saturday, I have the 100 hours of writing little mini thing that we're doing this month, and I really want to be on my actual like writing part of my nano project by then, just so I can be writing and contributing words to our progress. So with that in mind, I do have a deadline to actually get that started. Yes, Shadow, it was me that we were discussing Dragon, because I have a stutter and it gets completely destroyed every time I try to dictate. But I believe you said that you also had some sort of a speech impediment. I don't know if it was also a stutter or if it was something else. So you were going to try it anyways. But yes, that was me. Yeah. And what else do I have going on? I did if you were listening last night, I was talking about how I need to get into publications to do better for Medium, and I did officially get into the publication that I was waiting on, the one that had like the great big delay. It took me, I think it was 23 days to get into it. So I will finally have like, this is the one that will make you, so to speak, the one that you're going to have like the biggest bumps on. But I've also had some big bumps from others. So I was dying to get into this just from my like analytical perspective. I wanted to see how the numbers from this one compared to the other publications that I got into. So I'm finally, tomorrow I'll have actual data for this, but I've already had like 3 new subscribers, and this thing came out at like 9 o'clock this morning. It is about noon here. So yeah, I think this is going to end up being really, really good for me, and we'll see. I just have to make sure that I have my stats set up properly so I can see what a difference it made between today, like yesterday's stats and today's stats. So excited for number crunching, but I also need to set up a bunch of stuff for Medium today. So I do have a bunch of work in front of me. It's paying off, and that's the important thing. Okay, so Shadow is getting back to me on Dragon. So we're going to look at these really quickly, and then we're going to start the next sprint. So yes, Shadow also has a stutter and a slur. So coming at it from the same direction as me. So had tried version 13 and recently upgraded to 15. It's frustrating, but it is better. That's awesome. A few times have to stop because of speech legit halts or interprets what I said into something that is absolutely ridiculous, but it is much better than words. Awesome. I'm glad that the program is working out for you. Sometime I will have to try it again. The last time I tried to dictate, I was a very different writer than I am now. I've mentioned this before, but in the last 2 years, I'm going to say now, it's that past year and a half, my style has changed very dramatically for how I actually write. I don't think my writing style has changed. Like the words on the page still have the same voice that they used to, but the way that I go about it has very much changed. So I probably need to look into this stuff again and see if maybe where I am now, it helps with the problems that I was having before, dictating, where I basically freeze the moment I start to write and I have no idea what sentences are or speak. Yeah. Anyways, let's go ahead and do that last writ. It is 11:42, and we are going to go for 20 minutes again. So I will see you guys at just past noon my time for final words. I finished my story. I am finally caught up on the Flippin' Medium project. I finished the story. It is, wrong button. It is under 1,000 words, 954. So also a big accomplishment because despite it being nano time, I still do need to get my word counts back under control for this. Yeah, so that is everything for today's Word Stitch show. I am going to be back on later this afternoon on Twitch only, which is linked below, to work on setup for, it just froze as I did that. Twitch is linked below. I will be back on later today because I have to get everything set up for tomorrow's show for the 100 hours of writing mini marathon. So I'll be back on for more later. I'll probably be doing a game and write. Just to have some like actual stuff going on. My screen layout is going to be different too. I don't know how I'm going to be pulling this off tomorrow. I'm probably my show today is going to be sometime dicking around getting my layout figured out. But I may as well be live as I do it, right? So I don't know how exactly I'm going to be setting everything up. I'm also going to be watching some shows of the first few people who go today to get an idea of what they're doing. Just because Twitch is different from YouTube, right? Like the Twitch community is different from the YouTube community. Things are set up differently for them. I am done with there are no more sprints today, by the way, if you are looking to get more sprints done. So I'm just going to talk for a few more minutes and go. But if you want to go do more sprints, go do more sprints elsewhere. But the communities are different, right? So the way that the author tubers do their shows are different than how the author Twitch, I don't know even what the fuck they call themselves. Ourselves. I am part of that community. I'm just from AuthorTube. So we are very much the StreamYard setup of you got the timer on the screen, the boxes on the side, and then the breaks with talking. Most that I've seen on Twitch tend to just live stream their writing. So they've got the writing on the screen. They might have timers on the screen. A lot of them do like for the words and stuff like that, which I don't do. They've got a lot of plugins that I don't use. They have music and I can set up the music. That's no big deal. But I definitely cannot show the content of what I am writing on the screen during a NaNoWriMo sanctioned event because I write smuts. And so even if it's not an active sex scene that's happening, certainly I can dodge those. That's not a problem. But also there is a lot of profanity and there is a lot of thinking about doing that stuff. It's really hard for me to just avoid that content. It's a little bit easier with the alien stuff than the demon stuff, because the demons are also always having like effed up thoughts and stuff. So also I have to remember to censor myself. I don't mind it. I'm actually really good at it when I'm thinking about it. I naturally do it sometimes as well, like I did just now. But so this is going to be like an interesting, different experience for me. Because I'm going to be within a Twitch community instead of within a YouTube community, which is what I'm used to being in. I very much conform to AuthorTube and not to Twitch. So I'm going to be watching some of that tonight as well. I'm going to start getting myself set up. So I will be streaming later this afternoon. And then once the 100 hours of writing starts up, I will be I'm going to be watching their streams so that tomorrow when I do this at noon Eastern, so 24 hours from now, I will be back on Twitch to do this. I will hopefully be set up and looking right and everything will run smoothly. But we'll see. We're going to do our best. And yeah, so let's see. Looking at how everybody did, Rosalind needs to go to bed. Shadow got 21 words, but was being bad and rereading Nano Project. Totally fine. That's literally what my Nano Project is right now, so I'm not going to shame you for that. Helene got 265. That's awesome. Yes. Shadow says, I can't stand sound while writing. I would never feel comfortable sharing my writing during the writing process. Anxiety at all. If this was a year, 2 years ago when I first started streaming with AuthorTube, I would have felt exactly the same way. I think also the way I write and the fact that I am published and what I publish is pretty close to what my rough drafts are. I don't have a huge editing process, makes it a little bit easier for me. But I also don't have that many people who watch me. So when I think there's kind of that warm up as well, that like one day I'll hopefully have like 20 people watching my streams. But right now I have 2 people who are also hopefully writing. Where I am confused is the people who are writing and talking at the same time. I have no idea how they do that. Yeah. Okay. So that's it. I'm going. I will be back on later today on Twitch, but I'm not sure when. I will be back on tomorrow at noon Eastern on Twitch. So hopefully I'll see some of you guys then. If not, we'll be back for the usual programming this week, Monday at 4 p.m. Word Stitch. Bye, guys.